Today we are looking at the relationship between the diameter and radius of a circle. So how are they related, these two, diameter and the circle? And we have the subtopic, which is elements of a circle. Elements are talking about members of a circle. A circle has got a lot of elements, but just for today we are going to look at only four of them, and these are circumference, center, radius, diameter. So we'll look at these four. The first one is circumference. So what is the circumference? The circumference is the distance around a circle. Like we can see here, this is a circle. So the circumference is the distance. If I start from here, this is the distance, that is the circumference, the distance around right on the boundary of the circle until you get there. That is the circumference. If we have this is the circumference. Going round, it is the same. You can even say this is the perimeter. So perimeter, but in a circle we say circumference. The next one is the center. What is the center? So the center is the point which is in the middle. For instance, if you look at this, if I fold it equally there, it has to be equal. Yes, equal there. It has to be equal there. Fold it again here, equal there. So this point here is what we call the center. So the center is the point in the middle, or would say the middle point of a circle. So from the point here, which is the center, going this side is equal distance. All these lines or distances from the center to any part of the circumference, they are equal. That is the center, the middle point. Then we have the radius. From here, the middle point or the center going to the circumference here, this is the radius. Where I folded, even from here coming down here, is the radius. So the radius is the distance from the center to any point on the circumference. Any point, it can be that point, but from the center, that is the radius. And the next one is the diameter. The diameter, this is any line from the circumference to, from the point, any point on the circumference to the other side. Now this has to pass through the center. Then it is called the diameter. For instance, where I've just folded. So yes. So you realize that this is the diameter. Like I said, it's a point on the circumference to the other side of the circumference, but it has to pass through the center. So from here going there, that is the diameter. But remember what I've said about the radius? From the center to any side or any point on the circumference, that is the radius. So this from the center, radius, from the center, radius. like it is explained here. This is the radius from the center to a point on the circumference, that is the radius. Here we can say we've got two radius, that is from the center to this point on the circumference. From the center to this point on the circumference, this is radius, this is radius. But from this point on the circumference, going this direction, passing through the point to this other side, or point on the circumference, that is the diameter. But if it passes, for instance, quickly let me look at this one. If it passes here and say, this is not the diameter. Why? It did not pass by or touch or pass through the main point here, which is the middle point, the center. It has to pass through this point, the center. So this is not the radius. So these are some of the elements of a circle that we have looked at. So we can have some questions which can we can be tested, and this is, remember, it is relationship between the diameter and the radius of a circle. Examples, we've got two, though there are four, but 1, 2, 1 has got 3, has got 2, and 2 has got 2. Find the diameter if the radius is. Find the diameter if the radius is. I go back here. This will help us. I've said from this center, middle point, going this direction on any point on the circumference, that is the radius. Here again, going this side, that is the radius. So you realize that in diameter, we've got how many radius? There are 2. So meaning a radius plus a radius is equal to diameter. Radius plus radius is equal to diameter. I'm picking it from here. This is the diameter. So radius plus this radius, it is equal to diameter. It's going to be r plus r is equal to d. The r for radius, the d for diameter. 2 radius, 1, 2 should give us diameter, and it's true here, 1, 2, and if you measure these, they are equal. So this, if this is 10, this has to be 10, because it is from the center to any point on the circumference. Even when it is comes there, the radius is the same. So all radius of a circle are the same, even the diameter. If I have another line, diameter passing through the circle, this is also called the diameter. If this diameter is 20, this will be 20. They are equal. So no wonder it is r plus r. So meaning if this is 4, this is going to be 4, equal to diameter, that is d. So we can even add this. This is the same as saying 1r plus 1r. What will be the answer when you add? 1 plus 1 is 2r. So 2r is equal to diameter. So diameter has 2 radius. So we pick it up from here now and look at this. Find the diameter. We want to find the diameter if the radius is radius. So number 1a, we are told that the radius is equal to 2, but we want to find diameter. We'll pick it from here. 2 radius is equal to diameter. Radius plus radius is equal to diameter. Our questions, find the diameter. We want to find the diameter. Radius 2. So this is r, this is r, and our radius r is 2. It means that this is 2 centimeters plus 2 centimeters. This 2 is coming from radius 2 centimeters, which is equal to 2 plus 2, it's 4. 4 centimeters. This is the diameter. Radius plus radius is equal to diameter. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 centimeters. B, 21 centimeters. If radius is 21, we want to find the diameter. Radius plus radius is equal to diameter. We want to find diameter. We are told radius is 21, so it will be 21 centimeters plus 21 centimeters. 21. Good. So 21 plus 21. So simply say 21 plus 21, 21 plus 21. Very simple. Start with ones there. 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 2, 4. 42 centimeters diameter. Number 2, find the radius. We are looking at radius now. If the diameter, we are told diameter from A, the diameter is 14 centimeters. 14. Diameter is 14. Now from here, something that we have to develop from here, where we've said 2 radius, meaning 2 radius is equal to diameter, but we want to get rid of these 2 so that we can only have radius, because in our question they're asking us to find the radius, so we find only the radius, the r, but we've got 2. So what we're going to do is we get rid of these 2. Where we have the equal sign, what we do to the left hand side of the equal sign must be done on the right hand side of the equal sign. What are we doing to the left hand side? We only want to remain with r, so we divide by 2. If there was 10, we're going to divide by 10. If there was a tree, we are going to divide by a tree. But this time we've got 2, we divide by 2. What we do to the left hand side must be done on the right hand side. The same 2 must be brought 2 there. These 2, so that we can cancel 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 2, 1. We remain with r, because our question says find the radius. So radius remains here, which is going to be d over 2. Our d is diameter back there. So back here, and we have the diameter, it is 14. We want to find the radius. So I'll pick this to say radius is equal to diameter over 2. Radius is equal to, what is our diameter? 14. 14 centimeters over 2. So our radius is equal to, how many times does 2 get into 14? Can 2 get into 1? No. Into 14? Yes. How many times? 7. 7 times 2, 14. Take away 4 minus 4, 0. 1 minus 1, 0. 7. So 2 can get into 14 7 times. Our units centimeters. This is the radius. B. Find the radius if the diameter is 15. B. Our diameter is 15 centimeters. We find the radius. We are told radius is equal to d over 2. The same. Radius is equal to d over 2. So radius is equal to d 15 centimeters over 2. Our radius is equal to, how many times does 2 get into 15? 2 into 15. Start with the first one. 2 into 1. No. 2 into 15. 7. 7 times 2, 14. Take away. 5 minus 4, 1. 1 minus 1, 0. Yes. So 2 can get into 14. 2 can get into 15. 2 can get into 15. How many times 7 as the whole number? Do we have a remainder? Yes. The remainder is 1 over the denominator. There is 2. So this is the answer, 7.5. 7 whole number and half. So this is the radius. Thank God that we have looked at the relationship between diameter and radius of the circle and how we can find diameter, again how we can find the radius. Thank you very much.